of folks who are thinking of moving to the Sarasota area are asking, how is the town doing? Are the restaurants open? How does it look? Can we go to the beach? And so on and so on. And one of the biggest questions, of course, is what's going on with the real estate market? Should we expect prices to drop drastically? Are there going to be a bunch of deals out there? Well, in this video, I went out to a few barrier islands last week and a couple of weeks ago, and to get a first-hand pulse on the situation and what's going on with the market. And what I found was actually surprising to me. So come along as we talk about what's going to happen with home prices after the hurricane. So if this is your first time on our channel and you want to learn everything there is about Sarasota and the surrounding communities, make sure you subscribe and tap that notification bell. This way you'll be the first to learn about all the new videos and exactly what's happening here in the Sarasota real estate market. I'm Rob Rovnak, and every day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you wanting to know about Sarasota. So if you're moving in 1 week or 1 year, don't hesitate, reach out to me today so we can help you make a smooth move to this beautiful sunny Sarasota. Now, a week or two may have actually passed before this video is released and you're seeing it right now. But soon after Hurricane Milton, I went out to Brandenton Beach to record my thoughts. And then about a week later, I was out on the beaches of Longboat Key. And we're starting to see a dramatic difference week to week, which I have to thank our local and state governments, and especially the efforts of some really tremendous, hardworking people in all the trades that are involved in getting us back to normal. And I even learned a few things that are definitely required to put a property back in shape the right way. So I wanted to take a moment and talk about the market here in the Sarasota, Brandenton, Venice area. Right here, I'm on Brandenton Beach right now. As you can see, not a lot of people on the beach, but they're doing a lot of beach restoration, smoothing the sand back out and getting it ready for folks to come visit here for the holidays. But a lot of people have a misconception that because all this damage happened that they're going to get incredible deals left and right and the market's going to go down. But after a hurricane, surprisingly, the market seems to pick up. I learned this years ago, about 20 years ago, after Hurricane Charlie hit Port Charlotte there. And we worked there in Venice for about a year. A lot of people wanted to leave the state. A lot of people wanted to invest in the state. So a lot of different things happened. And one of the things that happened is, of course, you've got a lot of these people who somewhat predatory. They come in and try to buy a house here on the island or near the island that's damaged for basically pennies on the dollar. They try to get as low as possible. Now, the value is in the land. So that's what you're going to find here. And if you notice this beautiful beach and this is always going to be here. It's been here since men have been coming. Since the United States was formed, this beach has been around. So what you're going to find is a lot of people are going to invest in this area and they're going to come back and build differently. And that's what we're going to see the trend is. Here on the barrier islands, they're probably going to upgrade the codes. You're going to see homes that are built either on stilts, built on high walls that have a garage that the water just goes right through. So you're going to find a lot of more expensive homes being built. And in turn, because the value of that home is going to be probably double of what there might have been an old little bungalow that was there, those are sadly going to be disappearing from the islands. You'll have a lot of these older families that might have been here 30, 40, 50, 70 years, and they may not be able to keep up and rebuild. They may not have the money to rebuild, or they may not want to deal with the taxes and the cost of that rebuild. So you're going to see a lot of different things happening here along the beaches. Interior-wise, we're pretty good. But here along the beach and these barrier islands, we're going to transform that a lot. You know, I'm a capitalist and I love to see money being made, but unfortunately, the money's going to be definitely centered on the few that can afford to live out on the beaches. So hopefully we don't lose the character that these small beaches have. It's really actually, especially these Brandenton beaches, Anna Maria Island, Brandenton Beach, Coquina Beach. They're really some old-fashioned, beautiful, beautiful Florida beaches. And we got low-slung commercial, you know, have big high-rises, not like the Miami feel or anything like that. It's truly a beautiful area. So hopefully we can retain that. The businesses are bouncing back, and hopefully people can start rebuilding, and those that can get the insurance and rebuild. But like I said, a lot of people will be going inland or out of state. They'll be selling off their homes. A lot of people will be getting good deals, but at the same time, they're going to be taking the value that is in the land, and they're going to be rebuilding, making something really much sturdier, much stronger. So as we see over the years, if the climate does change here and we get hit by hurricanes more often, this could be just a streak that's happening right now, or it may be sustainable. But one way or the other, we're going to see some changes in the building codes. We've already got the strongest building codes in the entire country. But here on the Barrier Islands, I think we're going to see a great deal of rebuilds and sturdier rebuilds. Something that's sustainable, something that can withstand a Category 5 hurricane home. That's really what we're going to see on the Barrier Islands. So it will change the landscape. It will change the fiscal geography, as we say. The homes will look a lot different. They're going to definitely look more expensive. They're going to be built up, and they're going to be able to take a tidal surge and definitely take the winds. But I just wanted to share that with you, because I think the market is, a lot of people perceive it as the market's going to come down. And like I said, after visiting Charlie and doing a lot of business there in Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, the market doesn't seem like it's going to come down at all. We might get a little blip, but over the course of time, as long as we have sunshine and these beaches, people are going to want to come here. You have people in different stages of their life and different economic stages of their life who will be able to afford it. Now, I plan to be here for the rest of my life, but I plan to choose to live inland, not on the Barrier Islands. I just prefer to visit it when I like. Get up in the morning and go hit the beach if we want. That's something we can do. But as far as economically, it's going to take a hit, but it will recover. Stay tuned.
So now let's look at what the statistics say about the local market. What I did here, I went back 30 days to just look at some recent trends and see what's sold here in the last 30 days. So here we're on November 12th, going back 30 days. What's interesting is you see the sweet spot here, the 300 to 400, 400 to 500. That's your most amount of sales. So you've got 49 and 48 out of 256 homes that sold last month in Sarasota. So you've got 256 homes that have sold. And what's also interesting, says a lot about Sarasota and the wealth here, is 50 homes over 1 million. So that's quite a big chunk there. So you see the sweet spot is the 3 to 500. And then you've got over 1 million. So 256 homes sold in the last 30 days. And what is also a good sign is the days on market. That's very telling, tells you if things are priced right. So you've got 117 units. So that's about 40 to 45% of the homes that were for sale. 256, 117 of those sold in the first 30 days, and you see 30, 60 to 90. So those, that's a good sign. That means they're being priced right and they're selling quickly. As you see these ones that get further down here, these are probably mispriced, that people are simply putting prices out there that are not going to meet their objectives. And what you see here is the number of actives, 1,500, 1,535. So that gives you an idea how many months supply. If we're selling 256 homes a month, 15, so you've got nearly 5.5 or close to 6 months supply of homes. Now let's take a look at trends. Okay, so this is the amount of acting listings throughout the year from January. So hurricane was on October 9th. So you see that's the least amount of listings throughout the year, and we're starting to see a small uptick here in November, and I expect that to continue to rise throughout the season. So what I'm expecting, I'm predicting and expecting an uptick for sure here in the amount of listings, and I'm going to say that the prices, although they've come down a little bit, I think people are now pricing their homes correctly. So that's based on, as we said, the days on market. If you're pricing it right, selling it in 30 to 90 days, the majority of homes are selling. So that means they're being priced right. And I'm expecting prices to hold here steady here through the next 6 months. So that gives you a quick idea of what to expect.
So here we are today on Longboat Key, one of Sarasota's longest barrier islands. Basically goes from Manatee County all the way into Sarasota, right there into St. Armand's Key. And today I was out here taking a look at some remodel projects, taking a look at what kind of damage was out here on Longboat Key. working with a contractor friend of mine who is about to rehab a number of different projects. We're going to show you some video of that, of how they do the tear out per FEMA guidelines. These houses that were built back in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, they really weren't designed for any hurricanes because they never thought they'd see them. Here in Sarasota, we've never been directly hit. So now that they realize that's a possibility, people are building back stronger. They're raising the elevation, or they're putting materials and other things back into it. And because it's such a one-of-a-kind place in the whole earth, people are sticking around and rebuilding and getting excited about it. So we're going to show you how that works, and you know, the next couple of weeks and months, we're going to go back to these houses and we'll show you exactly what they look like after they've been rehabbed. So that's kind of a before and after what we'll be showing you.
Now let's head up the road to one of the houses my friend's company is remodeling right now. And we'll take a look at what needs to be done after a hurricane or a flood and see what the FEMA guidelines are. So as we approach the home, you see kind of a Florida xeriscape. You see just gravel. Oftentimes it's just gravel or shell front yards mixed with plants. But that allows for very low maintenance as we're right across from the beach. And as we enter, the first thing you notice is you see about 4 feet of drywall cut away. So one thing I learned is per FEMA regulations in a category 3 or higher, even though the water line probably was only a foot and a half, maybe 2 feet up, but you see all that white on the walls there as they clean up all the tile. This was all really sanitized. They use an antiseptic, so anything that you see on that white that attached to anything that was possible mold spores and kills it off. Quite effective. So even though the water didn't reach that high per FEMA guidelines, this is the correct way to do it. They actually have fans in there, a certain schedule that they make sure the humidity and everything is totally dried out. It's really quite impressive. Everything is pulled out, all the insulation and everything left to the bare studs, which are also prepped and treated. So that gives you an idea of what this looks like, and we'll come back in a couple of months to see what it looks like when it's finished. But what was also amazing is that what they have done on the outside. This was covered in sand totally, because this was all underwater. And you can see, if you hire the right company, what an amazing difference here in a month can be. So even the pool is back, getting back to normal. Only one panel there of fencing that needs to be replaced, popped back in. Just truly a fantastic job on the outside as they're working. They have a certain schedule that they have to do to make sure the house is dried out before they can touch that. Another thing to note, metal roof stayed on. As we talked about, metal roofs are great here. As I said, we're right across from the beach. And there's an example of a brand new home. You see the block, first floor. This way, if anything gets damaged, it has no problems. That's a perfect idea of a new modern home that you're going to see here in Florida.
So as far as for the Berry Islands, it's going to be a little harder opportunity to get property here on the beach, but in town, I think we're going to see a very stagnant or sustained increase in pricing over the next year. And we're going to see probably a pickup in the market, especially season. We always have a pickup in the market come January, but I think we're going to see a strong 2025. And like I said, historically, if you've ever watched this, and I personally, we sold like 150 properties within a 6-month to year cycle there in Fort Charlotte, Punta Gorda. Set up a satellite office. We actually drove down there every day for a year because we had so much work to do, and the prices actually increased. So as we see the ebb and flow of real estate, it goes on that trajectory, up and downs, up and downs. But overall, that 2.5% to 3% has stayed steady ever since the beginning of mortgages. So we expect it to sustain this next coming year. If you got some interest or comments, let me know what your thoughts of what the market might do here in the Sarasota Brandenton area. Very curious what people's opinions are. I kind of know what usually happens after a hurricane, but love to have that debate here. So put your comments or reach out to me if you're interested in buying something or getting in an opportunity. If you're looking for a rehab, let me know. Or if you're just looking to see, hey, what should I do? Is now the time, or should I stay on the lines for a little bit longer? Mortgage rates, as we have seen, have gone up, and we just got a Fed rate cut. So maybe we should see a possibility of getting some mortgage rates relief as well. Beautiful part here on Longboat, right here towards the end. If I swing around here, you can see some kayakers behind me and Coquina Beach behind me. Across the water, across the bridge into Bradenton, you've got Bradenton Beach, Anna Maria Island, all Holmes Beach, all of that up there. So it's a beautiful area. People are back on the beach and life is continuing as we know it. So reach out at any time. I'm Rob Rovnak for Living and Buying in Sarasota. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.